All right, Kerry Werner. All right, so I assume third place today.
Third place, Mr. Consistency.
So you're kind of going after the enduro now. How do you think? I heard the enduro was super gnarly today, dude.
Dude, it was proper enduro. So yeah, the top section was like wicked. Top section was like wicked rocky and loose and muddy, and then the bottom section flattened out and like still was super chunky. So yeah, it was good. It suited me well. Emily and I, so we're at Kirk's place right now, and the enduro is literally 10 feet up the hill. So Emily and I did a little warm-up lap this morning before we headed over to camp just to scope it out, and that helped.
What are kind of the trickiest parts up there? I didn't get to see it.
Mostly just knowing, like, you know, like where the left-hand turn into an off camber, and like knowing it didn't fall away, or like being prepared for that kind of thing. And then there was like one sneaky little rock roll move that you could do if you were privy to it. It's really just like knowing that you could hit some of these sections with speed instead of creeping, you know. So yeah, it helped a bunch.
So in the enduro competition, it was like, were you up there with Cody? Were you guys, where was that at going into today?
Yeah, so it kind of blew apart yesterday because Cody flatted. He flatted. He was 12 seconds down on me yesterday in second as we went into stage 4, and then on the enduro he flatted halfway through it. And so that took him out a second, and then Bryan Lewis, second in GC, was in third, so he moved up. And then I put time into him, so I had a 45-second gap coming into today. And with the Enduros only being about 3 minutes long, I knew that was. Sorry. I knew that was probably gonna hold. As long as I didn't flat, I was gonna be all right. But regardless, it was fun to get loose. I didn't really like hold back that much. So yeah, it was good.
What's been your favorite trail all week?
Man, yesterday was good because of Tussie and Longburger. One of my favorite trails is John Wirt, which we didn't do this year. It's been, yeah, that would have been gnarly.
Irresponsible.
Yeah. Wildcat was really good today. There's quite a few. Mostly I like the ones that are like pretty drawn out longer and just like really tech the whole way, just really beat you down. And there's a lot of those here.
That's a different Wildcat than the other. There's like, are there two Wildcats?
There are two There's a Wildcat over on the Tussie Resort, and that's been part of the Enduro Day. Yeah, they're different. This Wildcat is flat and just riding a jackhammer. That Wildcat is steep and loose and like a rock chute.
All right, what are you doing after this?
Man, I'm gonna go home. My parents are 2.5 hours away from here, so go home and hang out for 5 or so days, and then not ride my bike for a while. I'm mostly excited to go moto, potentially this evening, but definitely tomorrow. I brought my dirt bike, so got plans for that. Yeah, and then just chill and rest, and then build back up for BC in the beginning of July. That's the next big event, BC bike race.
All right, man. Good to see you this week.
Thanks.
We'll see you. All right, Josh. All right, so you said that you kissed the dirt with your face?
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened was I rolled what you cannot roll. I stuck my front tire into the second tire after the first tire endoed, broke my glasses, but enough I can get out of the woods, and raged the enduro after that long climb out.
Oh, we did find part of your glasses.
You did. So
just
I'm
an
good.
arm.
Yeah, that's all I needed. I got the other one, so it's a great day.
It's over at Kirk's house.
Cool, and I caught the other two guys that passed me. I got back around them and maintained. So.
All right, so you won the 3-day single speed.
Yeah, sweet.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, so it's cool. Yeah, the enduro though, that bike. It's the enduro bike right there. So, but yep, happy.
All right, man. Good stuff. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremiah Bishop, final stage of Trans-sylvania Epic. It must have been a hot one out there. What was happening with you and Bryan today?
The temperature wasn't too bad. It was like 70, but like the pace thermometer was at like 400 degrees. Yeah, I kind of thought we would race once the hard sections came, but no, pretty much neutral rollout, honks, pulls over. We hit the first incline. I was in the front, probably shouldn't have been on the front. Bryan launches just like a missile up the side, just gravel spraying off his rear wheel. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And I totally, can't blame him. It was a good move. Caught me off guard. I was chasing like mad right from the go, full on anaerobic, and got to find out very quickly that my legs still had something. And that first effort really hurt. I clawed my way back slowly, and I thought he was just gonna ride away from me today, but I was really taking some good lines to the descents, really dropping in on some of the sections with no brakes, and getting my old cross-country game back together, and linked back up with him. And each subsequent attack I was able to handle a little bit better, and I started to feel good. The bike felt good today. I was pretty on point with balance on the slick rocks and roots. We got a ton of rain last night, all week. It's been a really, really challenging week for bikes, challenging week for bodies. Quite a few injuries out there, unfortunately. But yeah, just really, brings quite clear that the course is tough. Really some really rocky, rooty technical stuff, and I kind of like that. So when we got to the technical climbs, Bryan was really putting some wicked pace down, and he wasn't able to unlodge me, but yeah, he was doing everything he could to try, and we got through the middle section of the course, climbed up a steep technical rock section, and even had a section where he like blew a turn, and I went to take the trail, and he just shut the door on me, and I was like, oh boy, we're racing now. But with a 30-second gap in GC, it's gonna be like cross-country race. In the last stage here, being just under 20 miles, it was action-packed, and a lot of real high concentration. Really had to stay focused. But yeah, I was able to match him. We got to a key downhill down to the ATV area, and yeah, he was descending really cleanly, and I knew there's a really steep climb up from there, which was a lot longer than I expected, about 8, almost 10 minutes, and he just smashed it. But it was my style of stuff, really lumpy climbing with little roots and rocks and ledges, and I was starting to get to where I could like go, okay, I got this. I think I got this. Yesterday I was like, man, I'm done. If he rides this hard tomorrow and I crack, done. It's over. But yeah, you never know. And I really worked hard on recovering last night, recovered well. And today I felt really good. I felt strong.
What are you doing for recovery? What's the...
Everything. Yeah. Everything. When you have like a 30-second GC
got
gap.
A cryo chamber in the van?
No. A cryo chamber in the back of the van would be nice. But yeah, I have elevated legs. I'm hitting my antioxidants, eating good clean food, very high level carbohydrates, obviously. Really trying to have my whey protein drink after each stage with the amino acids, and yeah, stretching, trying to get good sleep, trying to lay down for a nap. Yesterday actually got a little bit of a nap, and all those things start to add up. 43 now, no spring chicken. I didn't have that in my mind today. I was just out there racing, and it was super fun. It was such a blast, and I was really ecstatic to have good legs today because I needed him. He offloaded a clip on my ass, and I was just trying to respond to each one of the attacks, and I thought, okay, well, we did this big climb, sketchy Super D or enduro section. I almost crashed on this straightaway, like 40% like death chute. I didn't even see it coming, but I came in pretty fast, and man, I was sliding both wheels, put foot out, dragging on the ground, trying to slow down for the corner, just made the corner. It was super exciting. And then we hopped out onto the road, and I thought, okay, well, I'm sitting on his wheel. It's gonna be chill here until the climb. Wow, just attacks. Like, and I'm trying to chase, and it was just an extended gap. And I'm just like holding a few seconds, like 10 seconds, just not quite in the draft, going full gas, chin on the stem. and I started inching back, slowly making contact, but I only have like, a few more seconds at this pace because I'm going sprint pace. Caught him, and he sent it like that several more times, 3 more times on the road, and it was like a sprint workout. It was pretty rough.
I think like going this pace where or do you have kind of the presence of mind where you have a 30-second gap? Are you thinking about not flatting, not crashing, not mechanically, if that's a word?
Yeah.
Or are you just covering? Like,
Oh
what's going through
no,
your brain?
absolutely. I'm trying to be smooth and efficient, and a big part of today, a good defense was to get through the corners clean, not do too crazy on the descents, but then, we're racing. If I got dropped on that downhill, it'd have been gone. It would have been me chasing on the road, which wouldn't have been pretty, I don't think. I might have gotten him, might not, but yeah, the neat thing about this backcountry style of racing is that if you're second wheel, you gain advantage. So the person in front is sight reading. If they see a right-hand turn, blow wide on the right-hand turn, then I get to take the inside line and roll right up on them. If they go over the wrong side of a rock and it's, big hit, then I can ride around it. I see them telegraphing all this information. You're taking in millions of bits of information when you're going down the trail. I'm able to use his interpretation of the trail plus my interpretation of the trail together, and what that does is allows me to save a little bit of energy here and there. He rides over a stick or a rough section of trail, then I can see the good line very quickly. So I was able to use that to save a little bit of energy, and I needed it. The road section was really ballistic. The last climb was ballistic, 3 nasty attacks. And then finally it was like, all right, that's enough. The cryo chamber just kicked on. I'll be right back.
All right, so what's your name? Where are you from?
Miki Razo.
Where are you from?
Tryon, North Carolina.
All right,
So-
you won the enduro competition? Is that you?
No, I just won today. I
you
won
won
first
today?
day and last day. So I had some issues in the middle of the week, but
Yeah, how'd you end up overall?
4th. I flatted, and so I would have been,
Was that on the RB winter
Okay.
stage?
yes.
All
Yeah.
right, I think I saw you out there.
Yeah.
You were not happy.
No, bad words were coming out of my mouth.
All right, so
So-
you were like, if you hadn't had those issues, you were kind of in it for the
Yeah.
for the win.
Which is unusual for me, so that was pretty cool, because usually I'm just mid-pack, so that was pretty awesome.
As far as enduro stuff? or-
Yeah, this was my first time doing so well in the enduro, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Why do you think you were doing so well?
I moved to Pisgah about 3 years ago, so that's been a huge role.
How does this compare difficulty-wise to Pisgah?
The slick rocks and that are flat were a lot harder than in Pisgah. Everything goes up or down. There's no flat stuff, so that was a little bit different for me learning the slick rocks. So.
How do you kind of adapt to that stuff?
It was really fun watching the other ladies actually, like following their lines, and even the other guys just keep on pedaling, and it's really inspiring. The other ladies that were around here, they were really strong.
Do you do anything like setup-wise different for this from riding at home?
I'm on a cross-country bike right now, but after I won the enduro the first day, it was actually Gordon who gave me his 120 fork, so that was pretty awesome. That was a really awesome setup. Less pedal strikes, more squish, so that was a good setup for me today, or for this week.
All right, so you think you're going to come back and try to contend this or test this?
I need to
enduro
come
thing?
back with a little bit more fitness, and yeah, I'd come back.
Would you just do the enduro thing or go for like overall?
Both.
Both.
Yeah,
All right.
both.
All right, we'll see you back here. Good to meet
Awesome.
you. Thanks. Is it Mr. Snuffles?
Yeah.
All right.
Ready? Say hi, Mr. Snuffles.
All right, Bryan Hughes. So stage 5, final stage of TSE. I gotta ask. So I'm sitting there watching the the leaders come down to the whole like moto track section or whatever, and I think it was 3 or 4 guys, and then there was you.
Yeah, it was.
Is that what happened?
It was Kerry, Jeremiah, and Bryan off the front, and then me. And they sent it on the first climb, and I decided that today was the day I was going to try to go. And fortunately held off and held it to the end. And it was kind of a time trial the whole way, so it was good.
So how do you end up overall?
Overall, for the day, 4th. For my class, I won.
Where was John Petro? What's his name?
He was a little bit back. I don't know, yeah. So I don't know those guys. I just kind of tried to hold them off as long as I could on the climbs, and it was just technical enough for me to kind of get some gaps in the single track. And then ended up second for GC, so it's a good time.
Did you move up today, or I thought you
No,
were in
I just
second?
kind of
Okay.
held it straight.
But
so.
Mike had a big gap, right?
Yeah, he
Going
had
into it.
big gap going into today, so it didn't matter whether he caught
So you
me
have
or
the
not.
stage win.
But I got the stage win, so
Second overall.
yeah,
So
good
pretty
day.
Sweet week at TSE.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome down here.
Thanks, dude. All right, so Dan Atkins, you just locked up the 3-day. How much did you do it by? Was it even close?
Oh man, the gap last night was like half an hour, but there was a guy. I lost the stage today to Scott Gray, who was here. He flatted, I think, on the first day, and he was way back. And then yesterday, I just he blew up on the first climb, and I can ride Tussie and Lungberger or whatever it is, all that much better than him, and got a few minutes on him. But today he said he was feeling real good. He was drilling the climbs and just had nothing. So.
All right, how was your week overall, or your 3 days?
It was good. I mean, I really didn't know who was going to be here for the 3 days, so I didn't know what the competition would be like. But you know, I was top 10, I think, on the stage each day overall, so I was happy with that. And then I think did pretty well in the enduro. I think I was second yesterday behind Kerry, and who knows what would happen
So
today.
do you have? It sounds like you're pretty familiar with the terrain. Do you have like local knowledge? You come up here and ride a lot.
I mean, just like Stupid 50 from when I used to be here, and the 101, and that Rothrock race. You know, so I've been up here before, but.
Which is harder on Tussie? Because you were going backwards on Tussie compared to what you do on Stupid 50. So how does it ride going backwards?
It rides better backwards. It's primarily downhill, and the little pitches aren't so bad. But yesterday, real sweaty rocks, you know, and you get some of those like Stegosaurus rocks that you come up on them real hot, and they're super awkward. But
how many dabs do you think on Tussie?
oh, actually, the only one was right in front of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it was a clean run. So caught 2 or 3 people by the end of that. So that was, you know, that's about like, you know.
Gonna see you back here next year.
We'll see. I didn't even think I was coming until Wednesday, so I'd like to get back up here and give the 5-day a run.
Is it pretty well considering?
Yeah, I was stoked with it.
Thanks.
Sure. Yeah.
That's Bryan Lewis' plan was to cause trouble today. For Jeremiah. You were down like what, 40 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, right at 40 seconds.
All right, so the plan was just attack. And,
Yeah, I
so
mean-
what ended up happening?
The plan was ride hard. So attacked on the first like roller because it was tailwind on the gravel road. So I was like, oh, here we go. And we were into single track within maybe a mile and a half. So I think I had like a 10-second gap into the single track. And then I just rode hard for the rest of the race until we got back to the road. It was really good today. It was super chunky, rocky, tight. I mean, yeah, today was gonna be hard for me. JB's so good at that stuff. And yeah, it was like there was no shaking him, so it was good. It was good. We rode super hard, attacked him a few times on the road and on the final climb, but he was kind of right there, and we kind of rode in together. So it was good. It was a fun hard day. It was a good reminder. I'm gonna stick to the semi-endurance stuff and stay away from that cross-country nonsense. It was hard.
So it's still cross country even 5 days in.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it was 80 minutes for us, 83 minutes. It was quick. So it was just like, it was on. And that was kind of how it had to be. You know, I had to figure out, and 40 seconds is enough. You can't, couldn't just sit and wait for the last climb and put 40 seconds. He needed to crack it early. So I was just on the gas from the start, and there you go.
And how topped out are you right now?
How topped out am I? Tired?
Yeah.
I'm tired. It
But
was
not
good. I mean,
exercising.
yeah, it was today was super hard. I was definitely fried. I mean, I think it was a shorter day for me, so I feel surviving right now. Maybe it was just a cup of coffee for lunch, but I'm doing all right. It was good. It was a super fun day. Physically exhausting, but such good riding that it kind of keeps it fun. So today was awesome. The enduro was gnarly, but lots of fun. Got on the tire hop, so that was good. So yeah, we had fun out there. That's kind of what matters at the end of the day. So
Great
good.
job this week.
awesome. Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for the coverage. We really appreciate it.
So
For 3
Rich
days,
Dillen,
how you feeling?
what nice things do you have
Yes.
to say this final day of TSE 2019?
Sun shining. Nice things. It's over. It was hard. That's not a very good question. That's very generic.
All right, I'll give you the interview questions I give to the kids.
Okay.
So, what was the hardest part, dude?
Hardest part, Jesus, I don't know. Like just doing it over and over and over again. Like just here I am again, that kind of thing. And not knowing where I was or what time it was or any of that stuff.
Right.
It's not good.
What was the funnest part? And funnest isn't a word, but that's all right.
Funnest part. After Buck found me last night and took me away and kidnapped me. And, yeah, that was fun. Wasn't it?
And then what happened?
We did what we would do. We're not allowed to talk about what we did.